Hello everybody and welcome, I'm Son of Mogef. It's Sunday evening and I'm playing Powerwash Simulator. Hello Top Code. Yes, it does appear that you are the first, which you normally are, I think. Anyway, yeah, so there's new Powerwash Simulator levels out there. They're Tomb Raider themed? Bit of a weird crossover if you ask me, but yeah, apparently there's 3, I think, new levels, including the Croft Mansion, the Hedge Maze, and I think a vehicle. I'm going to jump on in and see what they're like. Have a nice chill stream. Now, where are these levels? Oh, there we go. Look, boom, boosh. Croft Manor, England. It looks like a big level, so I don't know how many of these I'm going to get through. Although, you know, it's not a big deal if I do one this time and maybe several next time, so let's start the old job here. Loading, there we go. Oh. Why is the roof already clean? It's very, very odd to me, but am I using the right equipment here? How do I get my equipment up? E, apparently. Okay. I don't have any extensions on. I shouldn't really need them. I guess I'm just gonna wash it like so? I can't think of a good reason to not do that. The title of yours is pretty sus. Nothing sus about it. Lara Croft is dirty because she's got a dirty place. If she was a clean person, she'd have a clean place, and holy hell, this is loud. I trust you have everything you need to begin work. I'll be sure to furnish you with tea and biscuits as soon as I escape a minor predicament. Nothing to worry about, by the way. No, I'm sure it's not. There's more to it than that, but alright. Looks like I am going to need to put an attachment on this, doesn't it? Miss Croft likes to set me these challenges from time to time, otherwise one can get rather dull. Okay. Yeah, let's put, how do I do this? Pretty sure there's a radial menu for it, but I forget. Alright, yeah, that's fine. Oh yeah, that's much better. Here we go, we're off already. Got that nice satisfying ping. I'm a little bit worried that there's a lip right there that apparently I'm going to have to clean the bottom of, at the top rather. Oh, maybe not. Okay, that's fine. Ah, so many satisfying dings. I kind of forgot how much that noise makes my brain do a happy drug. It's actually been a hot minute since I've played this game. I don't even remember the last time I played it. I think the last time I played this was the last time I streamed this, which was, I think, the pyramid level of the campaign? I don't know, somebody will have to correct me on that. I mean, I should be able to correct me on that, but I'm largely unfamiliar with my own content. It makes me wonder how true that is for, like, other people that create content. It's pretty easy to assume that people who create content don't often watch their content. But I don't know how true that actually is. This washer seems really loud. Is it loud for you guys in chat? From my perspective, it sounds like constant rolling thunder, which is kind of cool, but maybe a little bit distracting. Don't worry, I'm also largely unfamiliar with your content. Yep, you and a great many others. Not an issue. There we go. I did the window and the window frame without really trying. It's all good to me. As long as I get that, those lovely... Oh, there's one right there. Yeah, those lovely dings and pings and other noises in. I assumed this would be a long level. Apparently I was incorrect about that. I'm like 2% done. I've only been doing it, what, a couple of minutes? Although I've said that in the past. Oh yeah, this will be an easy enough level, and then like 2 hours later I'm still going at it. Is that buttress all one section? It looks like it. What I might do actually is go around the top, come back to here, and then go around the bottom bit. Seems to make sense to me. Oh, I fell down. There we go. I fell down on purpose to move the scaffolding. That's exactly what happened. You'll get underneath here at the same time. Ah. It kind of made me jump. This is not the first time this game has jump scared me either. Definitely not a game that you would think of that as being a possibility, but here we are once again. Just hit a random piece of wall or decoration or whatever, and it's... yeah, made me jump because I wasn't expecting it. Come on, buttress, be clean. Here we go. Wait, hang on. Yeah, that is all one section. Alright, fine. I do get somewhat paranoid when I play this game. Like, am I missing that bit? Am I missing that bit? Is that bit 2 bits or 4 bits or 1 bit? Like, my brain goes off in a bit of a spin. I gotta admit, I still do love seeing the difference between, like, the clean bits and the dirty bits. I'll have a good example here in a moment. Yeah, look. You look at all this and you look at that clean bit. I don't know why my brain likes it so much. I really, really don't. Though my brain does a lot of weird things that I'm not sure why it does. Like, I had a bizarre dream last night. It was, I don't even know how to describe it. I was the owner of a shop, which actually wasn't a shop, it was a pub. It was a... not sure what the non-English phrase for that is. A bar? Yeah, either way, I kept calling it a shop. It was my shop. But it was a bar where all the drinks were served on tables made of ice so that your beer would never get warm. which sounds like a novelty, but, you know, grossly impractical. Like, as the tables melted, the water would run onto the floor, which had like a drainage system that would automatically filter the water and then send it into a pre-made mold to be frozen into a new table. Yeah, very strange. And then I was like looking out the window, and a bunch of cultists from Darkest Dungeon were like setting up camp outside, and I, you know, I said, like, I don't want these people to be hanging around here. I'm gonna have to get rid of them. The Dothraki, which is, if you're unfamiliar, a faction from Game of Thrones, should be able to get rid of them. Apparently they were regulars in the bar, but I couldn't find them, so I assumed they were all in the bathroom. Like, one moment I was saying, like, 6,000 Dothraki and their horses should be able to get rid of this relatively small cult. And then I was like, they must all be in the bathroom then, if I couldn't find them. What does that mean? Like, how does 6,000 people and their horses end up in the bathroom all at the same time? Doesn't even make sense. Let's have a look. That's all the same thing. Yeah. That's the long version of my brain does weird stuff on a regular basis. And it's not just like, I don't know, it's not just dreams and stuff. Dreams do tend to be weird anyway, but sometimes I get craving for foods that I've never eaten. That's another weird one. Like sushi. Never had sushi, but I keep fancying sushi for some reason. Coffee. I keep wanting to have coffee, despite the fact I am very not supposed to have coffee. It's does bad things. Again, bad brain things. Yeah, I think that's the part done. Ah, see, if my math is correct, that dream means you're in need of mental help. I mean, can't really deny that. Oh, good God. Yeah, I mean, dreams do tend to be bonkers, but sometimes I wonder why I dream the things that I dream. Like, why did my brain decide to put a faction from Darkest Dungeon in my dream about a pub, but also with a faction from bloody Game of Thrones? I've not even watched Game of Thrones in a long time. I won't go into it in detail right now, but, you know, Season 8 kind of speaks for itself, doesn't it? It's self-condemning. Oh, apparently that bit's still got dirt on it. Damn. I have to go and get that before I, yeah. There we go. Tower battlement. Okay. Look at that. Nearly 10% already. Good stuff. Man, I really kind of missed playing this. Went through like a phase where I was borderline obsessed with it. Not anymore. Yeah. Not anymore obsessed with it, he says, you know, returning to it. Thoroughly enjoying things. I would never have expected to enjoy a game like this. I think I've probably mentioned it a bunch of times before, but a friend gifted me this game as a joke. Like, you know, there's like, I don't know, thousands of really bad games with simulator in the title, and that's, you know, kind of the joke. That, haha, you have to play another trashy simulator game. Boy, that's oh, I fell down and jumped. God damn you, Powerwash Simulator. Oh wait, is that a wall? Apparently I did that wall, alright. I swear there was like a radial menu, and I don't remember it. That, this big window here looks like it's going to be a bloody pain in the neck. Although they've been quite generous so far. But there is that. Maybe they'll take it easy for a change. There are certain levels on this game that, yeah, are definitely very particular. Yeah, it looks like it's alright. Not so bad. Kind of difficult to keep a straight line with this nozzle, like I'm trying to hit bits of dirt so far away. You make a small movement, bloody spray goes all over the place. Yeah, they are being fairly generous. I'll put that one back on. Yeah, it's just, it's nice to be methodical about things, you know? Not to say that, you know, there isn't methodical means necessary in other games, and not particularly necessary in this one. You could just go ape with it, I guess, and just spray around randomly, but it's particularly satisfying to do things like bit by bit. For some reason, I can't jump when I'm next to that railing. The old scaffolding pins you to the floor for some reason. Oh yeah, wow, that's being really generous. I've got so used to this game being really, like, nitpicky. You have to get almost every tiny little bit of dirt. For some reason in this level, it's being quite Like cooperative. Means the level's not gonna be all that long, I don't think, but they do have multiple levels. I'm gonna do that thing that I've done in multiple streams of this game in the past. I'm gonna be like, well, that level wasn't too long, I'll just, you know, do this next level really quickly. And it turns out that level is like 4 hours long. Definitely made that mistake in the past. Right, okay, so large window, large window, large window frame. Apparently this is also a large window. Okay, well. Now that I've confirmed that the large window is in fact a large window, I will return to work. Notice there was another conversation on the forums for this game about people's least favourite level. Like, my least favourite level in this game used to be the treehouse. But that pyramid level is just like awful. Experts say windows with a large size are in fact large. Oh, look at that. 9 out of 10 window experts agree with me that large windows are in fact large. And windows. I think that means I'm an expert, doesn't it? That's how that works. If you agree with experts, then you're... Well, if experts agree with you, then you are also an expert, by extension. Not sure how that expertise would be beneficial to anyone in any way, but, you know, I'll take it. Or just an expert, the expert, yeah. There's got to be someone now that fits that bill, right? Like they're an expert in something that nobody else in the world is an expert of. Meaning that they're the only one. I can't imagine like what they would be an expert of in order for that to happen, but I bet somebody somewhere fits that bill. It's just occurred to me that there's a bloody fountain there as well. Yeah, so now talking about bad brain things, or weird brain things more accurately, I'm now thinking about something somebody could be an expert in that nobody else in the world is an expert in. Can't actually think of anything. That bit not clean. Large window border wall. Okay, that just pretend that never happened. Saw nothing. Okay. Ooh, it got stuck on the damn ladder. It's another conversation I had fairly recently with one of my friends, and it's not the first time either. Like, ladders in most games tend to be really wonky. There's just something about ladder physics that are difficult to do. Moss. Well, if I had to make a guess, it would probably be some expert in some weird rock or something. But I mean, there's plenty of people that know, you know, about rocks and whatnot. Geologists, I think they're called. No reason to assume that there's a geologist somewhere who's more knowledgeable in one type of rock than anybody else is. In fact, I find that incredibly probable. Yeah. Okay, right. Well, if you can think of something, some, I don't know, subject, I guess. Hello, Adam Hacker. If you can think of a subject that somebody could be an expert in, but literally no one else in the world is, like they're the only expert in that subject, maybe put it in the comments section. There's people watching live, but not everybody watches, you know, my streams as they happen. Some people watch it after the fact. Those people should, yeah, join in. Oops, premature send. How's it going? Yeah, I'm doing well, thank you. Oh, good God. Huh. Apparently that one's done, and that one's not even nearly done? Oh, don't make me move the scaffolding back. Damn you. I can see a bit of, like, dirt there, and I can't get it. Damn. Oh, God bloody freaking damn it. Imagine being super knowledgeable at, like Peridot or something. Like, no one else you've ever seen knows as much, and the most regular geologist knows more about it than you anyway. Did I hear about the Not for Broadcast game? I think the name sounds familiar. I'm not going to pretend that I actually know, but you know, I don't know what the game's like, but it definitely sounds familiar to me. So, yeah, the short version of that was no. I don't know why I can't just give short, sensible answers to things. I always feel the need to explain the things that I know and don't know. Oh God. Okay. Maybe put this at an angle? No? Game? That'll do. That's gonna bother me now. Does definitely sound like a game I've heard of. It's a game about a guy who sits in his chair and rules the broadcast society named Propaganda Simulator. Is it like, oh God, that's gonna bug me. Like, is it Papers Not Included? Is it that style of gameplay? Because then I just discovered where I, you know, recognise the name from. Must have maybe seen an ad for it at some point and not really, like, had it sink in. Seems entirely possible. back to the other extension. Ah, so good. So good to be back. You probably now mixed papers, please. That was what I was thinking of. Oxygen not included. Never heard about paper. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, I did a dumb. Papers not included. That's not even, as far as I'm aware, not a game that exists. But papers, please. Is it that kind of gameplay? It sounds like it. I guess maybe. There we go. I got asked fairly recently if I'd ever played, was it Please Don't Touch Anything? I'm pretty sure that I streamed that game twice. The game I completely forgot existed. Ever heard of this? Yes, I've heard of it. Can't say again that I'm particularly familiar with it, but I've definitely heard of it. I used to have like H.G. Wells' complete collection, like a box set somebody gave to me at some point. Talking about the books, H.G. Wells books and whatnot. I don't know what happened to it because currently I don't own it. No idea where it is. It may have ended up in a box somewhere that I have yet to yeah, ended up in a box somewhere that I've forgotten about. Guy falls asleep for 100 years or something, and compound interest or whatever gives him so much money. Trust for his money rules the entire world. In a... That actually sounds really cool. The one of my favourite shows ever of all time is Red Dwarf, and they did a bit of a... Hello, Redstone Bro. They did a bit of a gag version of that story. I don't know if you're familiar with Red Dwarf, but it's about a guy who gets put into stasis for breaking the rules, and then a radioactive, like, outbreak kills all the crew, and the ship's computer has to leave him in stasis for 3 million years until the radiation's gone. And yeah, they do a joke in that where he left like £1.70 or something in his bank account, and because of, you know, he's been away for 3 million years, only him and the electric company have got any money because he left a light on in his flat. Pretty funny. Like, I don't do it justice, but if you haven't watched Red Dwarf, you should do. It's antiquated but awesome. Just because the guy took some damn pills for his insomnia. Spoilers? Do I have to give a spoiler warning for a show that's, I don't know, about 30 years old, I think? I don't know when the first episode of Red Dwarf came out. I remember being a young person, which was a really very long time. I think you can watch Red Dwarf on Amazon Prime. Perhaps it might be judicious to say a few pertinent points whilst you work. A few pertinent points. Interesting vocabulary. Okay, well, I mean, go ahead. Miss Croft is a quite extraordinary woman. Agreed. Oh my god, the text is so slow. Normally it buzzes past so fast that I just can't keep up. She demands exacting standards, both from herself and others. Well, I mean, I'm going to clear this place to 100%, so, you know, it's about as exact as you can get. If you excel, you'll meet with her generous side, so I'm going to get paid. Yeah, if I do my job, I get paid. This is exciting news that I never realised was a thing before. If not, well, Miss Croft has an extensive and colourful vocabulary. As do you, apparently. Now that I think about it, in the film Tomb Raider, the ones with Angelina Jolie, Christopher Barry played the butler, and he's in Red Dwarf. We've got an accidental linkage of franchises there. Okay, sorry, it's bugging me. I'm going to have to go and look it up. Hang on. When was the first episode of Red Dwarf? Did the first... Oh, God. Note of Red Dwarf air. Just clean the darn muck off the structure. There you go. The first episode of Red Dwarf came out on the 15th of February 1988, which made me 8 years old at the time. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think I need to give a spoiler warning for that. It's a good show though. Even as old as it is, it's so good. Definitely one of my favourite of all time shows. What about you guys? What's your favourite shows? Like, ever, of all time? Not like just good shows, but your favourite ones. Well, my internet is really bad today. Oh, is it your internet or is it my thing playing up? No, I had issues with it last week. It kept telling me that I wasn't broadcasting video. I don't know why it kept saying that, because I was. People were watching, but... Oh, I did a bit of a dumb there, but... Okay, I checked. Not for broadcast, have records of broadcasts for... Always at least 5 seconds behind anyone else, and if I try to go forward, it just lags me back. Well... The stream is like, I think like 10 seconds behind what I'm doing anyway, so there's a little bit of disconnect between, you know, what I'm doing and what you're seeing. I don't know if that's like factoring into it. Again, YouTube just does things, whether it makes sense or not. It just decides that some days it's going to mess with people. Yeah, last week it kept telling me that I wasn't broadcasting any video. Yeah, pretty sure that I did. Although people were saying that it was a bit... that it was buffering a lot, so... No, that's not the same thing, but apparently YouTube doesn't care about telling you what's actually going on. They'll just make something up and tell you that's what's going on. YouTube has a problem in existing, yeah. Yeah, given that, I don't know, is YouTube a trillion dollar business? I mean, at the very least, it's, you know, multi-billion, and yet it functions so poorly sometimes. I don't know if I mentioned this either. The algorithm, YouTube's mighty algorithm, keeps telling me that people are using my copyrighted property in their videos. And it, you know, it brings them up in the dashboard and says, you know, I need to claim copyright on the video and I can put ads on it if I want to. And the material that people are using in the video is cutscenes from Diablo 2 Resurrected that I don't own the rights to, even close to owning the rights to. You have to excuse me, I'm having a drink. And it seems to be mostly from, like, this one guy. There are several channels, but every time this guy uploads something that's from Diablo Resurrected, YouTube keeps telling me that I can put ads on it if I want to. I mean, I'm not going to, because it's not, you know, that would be really a harsh thing to do. I dare say if I did try to claim it, the bloke would, you know, dispute it, but so weird. We're all slaves to an algorithm that really doesn't seem to know what it's doing all that much. It's the same algorithm that age restricted and region restricted one of my Thrive videos for having excessive violence and gore. Just like, how? It's not like it's too bloody, because they're single-celled organisms. They don't have the ability for blood, you know. Really weird. Again, like a multi-billion dollar platform, you'd think they'd be able to get it somewhat right, you know. But you're never going to get everything right all the time, no matter how much money you've got. But I feel like they should be getting things right more than they do. Do they not think that is happening in those other countries either? That you brought a car, and when somebody else riding this type of car, you can just take their money because it's your car. Yeah, absolutely, it's that kind of logic. Like, two people can't use the same thing, it must be owned by one of them. No, it doesn't. And if it is owned by someone, it's not either of the people that just brought it. I mean, it's, you know, a good job that I tend to be quite, you know, sensible about these things. I dare say if YouTube did that, you know, gave that warning to other people, that they'd absolutely try and claim the content and get some ad revenue. Now, these poor people just creating similar content. And I don't know if the other guy is getting warnings either. Like, if he's getting a warning that he could be using somebody else's content, because it's almost every video this guy uploads. I guess because Blizzard scandal, they got banned for life and now randomly give access to copyright. I mean, I wouldn't mind that. They just handed me the copyright for Diablo 2. I've definitely played enough of it throughout my life. Again, I'm pretty sure that I've mentioned this, but there was a time in my life where I was making more money from Diablo 2 than I was making from my 9-to-5 job. And for quite a while, actually, quite a long time. Definitely profitable to farm items in that game and sell them off on, like, eBay. Imagine being a software developer working on something for years and the second game comes out, some random YouTuber gets copyright for it. Yeah. Yeah, it would suck, wouldn't it? I think that's what happened fairly recently to what is it, Dead Matter? Somebody claimed the trademark for the term Dead Matter. And so they couldn't release their game under that title. So they had to delay it while they sorted the legals out of it. I think that's what happened. I was reading about it reasonably recently. By the way, don't forget you make brain damage to Darkest Dungeon soon, game. You blind and maybe someday heart attack. There's literal dead matter in your body. Yeah. Is one of my pet peeves actually, when corporations like trademark phrases that are, you know, that are common. Like Sky TV copyright, trademarked Sky to the point where when Microsoft wanted to call their cloud storage service Microsoft Sky, they got slapped with a lawsuit saying that they couldn't call it that, and they had to call it something else, which is why Microsoft's cloud save is I think it's just called One, isn't it? Just Cloud One or something. OneDrive. It's called something like that. But and then it also happened to the devs of No Man's Sky. They were told they couldn't call their game No Man's Sky because Sky owned the trademark Sky. Like, you're trying to like trademark a word that's pretty damn common in our language, and then you're being a douchebag about enforcing it, you know? I dare say it makes them a lot of money, but it doesn't help their image in any way. Can't stop my body from releasing. Yeah, you publish that body. You don't let the man get you down. That sounds weird. You publish a body. I read ages ago as well that there was a company that was trying to trademark genes, like human genes, and not rare ones either. I as I understand it, well, as I remember it, I'm not convinced I ever fully understood it, but they wanted the trademark rights to just regular, normal, everyday human genes. Like, that's about as scummy as a corporation can get. At least as far as I'm concerned. It's a pretty scumbag thing to do. Were they trying to overthrow the government? I wouldn't want to say. Because that sounds like something I'd do if I wanted to overthrow the government. Yep. There's probably easier ways of doing it, but you know, you do you. you're going to overthrow a government, have fun while you're doing it, you know. Do it your own special way. Not that I'm condoning the attempted overthrow of a government. I'm going to get my channel striked here for terms of service or whatever. That would be pretty funny though. Getting my channel restricted because I encourage the overthrowing of a government. That's the way things are. You just have to be really careful about what you say. I wouldn't be surprised if YouTube started slapping me with the restrictions for the title of this live stream. Sexual content? No, it's not. It's just literal dirt. Yeah, again, YouTube. They're surprisingly particular about some things and completely lackadaisical about other, probably more important things. Absolutely crazy. Imagine getting sleeping pills to try and exploit compound interest, but oops, sleeping for hundreds of years and exploiting interest. I don't know, man. I think going to sleep for hundreds of years would be too much of a shock to the system when you woke up. If it was me, I might just drop down dead immediately. Just out of pure exasperation. Maybe YouTube will be happy if you, instead of this words, you don't... Yeah. Yeah, well, you never know what's going to upset YouTube or make them happy. They just tend to, I don't know, like, do things. If flip a coin, are we going to be scumbags today or decent people? And the coin's flipping scumbags. We're being scumbags today. In that instance, they've probably got a fairly one-sided coin. Are you serious? Like a tiny little edge there that I can't get to. What did I say? Eating. You sleep as basically processed memories, right? Yeah, imagine having processed the memory of eating coffee so much. It's an integral part of your character, yeah. Huh. I'm not sure where that extra bit of dirt was that I apparently got right there, but I got it. Oh no, no. Sorry, you said eating. I knew what you meant. Although you can eat coffee technically. I know it's most commonly drank, but lots of things that have coffee in them. I know because, as I mentioned earlier, I can't drink it. Can't eat it. Can't consume the coffee. And it sounds really dumb as well, but I remember being what I call coffee sick from consuming coffee. And what I'd eaten was tiramisu, which does traditionally have coffee in it, but I figured that it was just coffee flavouring. It was not. It's such a dumb thing to do as well. Like, it's just another example of me being stupid. I got ill from eating a coffee ingredient in a food because I assumed that the ingredient wasn't coffee. Oh, hey, Abraham. Good. Always good to see our regulars in. Good to see new people as well, of course, but... God damn, I thought this was going to be like a 10-minute long level. Not 10 minutes, but, you know, I thought it'd be finished by now. I've done, like, less than half of it. It's the son of Mogef Way. You grossly overestimate things. Or grossly underestimate them. I can't get in here. There we go. It's fine, I'm not really on a time limit. Am I ever revisiting tabs? I don't know. It feels like such a stock answer at this point, but it's also true when I say that it's not impossible. But I kind of fell out of love with tabs. Metaphorically speaking. I think the devs went... I don't want to say they went too far with it. It's like every time they released a new part of like the campaign, it was less about like using legitimate tactics and more to do with finding ways to make the AI poop itself. Became less about the creativity and the derp and the fun as it was like, I don't know, like a hardcore military simulation. It kind of took the fun out of it for me. Like I say, it's not out of the question. Very rare that I'll say that I will never play something, although I do say it from time to time. All snake archers, yeah, see, that kind of thing. It's less about actually having fun with creating tactics and more to do with what you can, you know, do to make the AI just poop itself, like it just dies. Again, the short version of that is that I just found it a lot less fun the more I played it. I don't even know if I've still got tabs installed now that you mention it. I probably uninstalled it a while back to save on disk space. Yeah, I'm going to have to take a look to see what I have and haven't got installed, because I'm pretty sure that I've got a lot of things installed that I've not played in years. I get kind of funny about it, 'cause it's like, oh, if I uninstall this, I'm going to want to play it in the next couple of days and I'll have to reinstall it. I'll just leave it and then I don't come back to playing it. I don't remember exactly when I stopped playing. You actually can eat coffee in 3 ways. Eat coffee, grainy. Yeah. I know it's commonly drunk, but you can eat it. Yeah, and what was I saying? Yeah, I don't really remember when I stopped playing tabs. It might have been when the pirate faction came out. That doesn't sound right, but it is the last faction that I remember playing. I remember going through the pirate, the pirate campaign missions. The last video was unlocking Cupid. Yeah, again, I don't remember. God damn, that's gonna bug me as well now. I'm trying to remember desperately when the last time I played tabs was. I don't think it matters all that much. It only matters because it's gonna bug me. But yeah, the last video I made was probably the last time I played it. There was a time there that I was really enjoying it, but the more I played it, the less fun it got, so I just stopped. It's one of the drawbacks sometimes of like doing series of videos instead of playing things like one time or maybe a couple of times. Like you start a series, then people come along to watch the series, so you feel like compelled to do more. And if you're not enjoying it anymore, it all becomes very unpleasant. But there's a tiny little thin bloody edge to that, isn't there? Yep. Get all this. Really? There's more. Oh yeah, look at this, look. Ta-da! I guess I might as well just hop right onto this one. Don't really need to keep moving along if there's one already there. Absolutely was that good, mate. Yeah, I mean, people like games to differing amounts, you know. The amount of times I've had people tell me that this game is boring and tedious and not fun. It's just like, I like it. I didn't expect to like it, but I do. The same with things like Darkest Dungeon. People are like, that game's bad and it's rubbish and it's unfair and that kind of thing. And I'm just like, I think it's a borderline masterpiece. The first one, that is. The second one's pretty damn good. So far, I still prefer the first one, but there's all that much in it. Ooh. No, don't. I'm stuck. No, jump. Oh, I fell down. Alright, let's back up here. God damn. At this rate, it's going to be a bloody 2-hour job. Oh, yeah. Do need to have a drinky. My throat's getting a bit rubbish. There you go. Do I have any? Oh yeah, I do. I have some right next to me. No, I think Tabsy was a joke game from the devs, but it was actually a game that you could play. I remember having a go at it. There was also, what was the other one? Tab G, wasn't there? Totally Accurate Battlegrounds. That was also a thing that existed. I don't know if it's a thing that anyone plays anymore, or, you know, ever did seriously, but yeah. Why, son of Mogef? Why does do fall off? God damn it. There we go. Back on track. At least as on track as a Dinlo like me can be. Right, is that one the same as that one? It is not. Right, okay. Yeah, totally accurate. Battle Zombielator or zombie. I have trouble with the words at the best of times, but Zombielator. Not even a real word. I do appreciate the devs for doing stuff like that. Like, they released the game, I think it was on April 1st as a joke, but they did support the game after that. They sent out, like, bug fixes and that kind of thing. Don't know if they still are, but wouldn't surprise me. They are definitely some quirky people, those devs. Developers do tend to be kind of that way. Like our very own Untrusted Life. There's some definitely quirky things in his game. In a good way. I feel like sometimes just game devs want, you know, they get it in their head that they just want to create something mental, and, you know, so they do. I was talking earlier about, what was it? Please Don't Touch Anything, a game where you touch all the things. I feel like that was a special group of people that developed that. Again, devs do like their passion projects. Definitely, I don't know, it strikes me as being a fairly stressful job, being a game developer. But again, I don't know, it must depend on what kind of game developer you are. I should imagine that creating your own passion project, like Untrusted Life is far less stressful than being a game developer for like a big AAA studio, you know? There isn't. Do you know what? That would actually be pretty fun, especially if the spaceships were as derpy as the people. That might be something that could bring me back to the franchise. Super derpy space battle simulator. Maybe someone should go suggest it to the devs. Because I honestly love that idea. Flying a spaceship through a war zone that's all like... It's all like floopy. Wobbly and crooked and weird. That definitely sounds like something I would enjoy playing. Again, I do have a fairly eclectic sense of like gaming as well. Like, I enjoy a variety of different games over a variety of different platforms. Name some kind of weird. You just asked to reverse everything you got asked. Yeah, it's in the role of the worst guy ever existed. Oh god, what do you want now? Surprisingly tough work exterior cleaning, isn't it? I don't know if tough is the word I'd use. Meticulous is not a bad word to use. I got through 4 flannels on 1 brick alone. Yeah, maybe you should have called me in earlier then, huh? I expect you've brought some high-fangled gizmo or other to speed up the process. Some high-fangled? Isn't it normally referred to as newfangled? Not like I'm one to talk about, you know, using words properly. Something I regularly fail at doing. That doesn't mean I can't on occasion. I am often shocked at my own inability to use words correctly. Like, considering the amount of talking that I do in a day, given that I make, you know, videos every day, I think I'd be better at it. Is everyone excited for Hogwarts Legacy? I can't say that I'm particularly excited for it. Looks like a good game, but I probably won't be playing it. Not really a fan of that franchise. Yeah, never say never. But not never say never, just regularly say never. Occasionally would be a better word. Just occasionally say never. I'm a weird person. I'm more excited for the scrap mechanic update that's supposed to be coming out blank this year. The original time was early this year, but I think it's not coming out until the end of the year now. The same with 7 Days to Die. I've been bloody itching to make some 7 Days to Die content. There's no point until the Alpha 21 update comes out, 'cause it changes pretty much everything. It's just like it. Yeah, I want that stuff, but and I want to make content for that stuff, but I say there's not really much point. No, not interested. Movie games in 2020, probably the worst. I think the worst thing ever is a bit much, but yeah, it's definitely not a game that I really have any interest in. Very much did not enjoy that that franchise. There's stuff about it that I like, don't get me wrong, but I think the stuff that I don't like outweighs the stuff that I do like, so it's I've probably seen all the films in that series as well, probably like 5 times each, maybe even more. When they were, you know, new and popular, my kid was very much into them. As a result, I ended up watching them like a lot. I read the books as well, just out of like pure morbid curiosity. Yeah, I did not feel it necessary to read them a second time, which I do quite often do with books that I enjoy. I must have read, oh god, why is it I can't remember good things that I like today? Pedardo Street Station by China Mayville. I must have read that probably 4 or 5 times. Weird book. Weird book. But good. Really enjoy the world that's been created. Well, Velma now existing, even most of the reviews about this thing makes you think about Lost Time. Set in the same universe. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know that, you know. But it's part of the franchise, isn't it? Yeah, as for Velma, I'm pretty sure people are trying to, they're already trying to delete that awful show from existence already, aren't they? They're just gonna, you know, press the unsee button and pretend it never happened. What a god-awful show. It's based in the 1890s. That's fair enough, you know. Like I say, the universe, the worlds that it's set in is the same as the world as the Harry Potter stuff. Different time zones, same world rules, I guess. Again, it's not really something that appeals to me. I dare say it's going to be a fantastical game that many people will love. Just not for me. You're trying to press the go back button. We messed up, go back. Oh my god, it's too late. I feel like, I don't know what the makers of the show think, actually, considering that show's, I mean, universally getting panned, like it's getting shat on from a great height. And rightfully so, I might add, but it makes you wonder what the people that made it think. I don't know if they've, you know, commented. I'm going to assume they're in a bit of a awkward position. I mean, it's not often, is it, that you create something that's universally hated by, like, literally everyone. It's quite a special thing to do, really. You consider, like, when you make something, even if it's poor quality, some people are going to enjoy it for the poor quality, you know. This new Velma series, I haven't literally spoke to one person in real life or the entirety of the internet that thought that it was any good. Which is just, that amazes me. Even people that hate a particular thing can admit that there is some good bits to it, you know? Just like, yeah, I hated the thing, but, you know, that bit was alright. Doesn't seem to be the case. I dare say that somebody somewhere likes, I don't know, the animation style, I guess. That wouldn't surprise me too much. In fact, I don't think that would surprise me at all. God damn, it's leaving like streaks. Don't do that. Bloody, dirty, bloody moss nonsense. Yeah. Yeah, that is a good point. I kind of forgot already that that was a thing. The series starts off with cockroaches doing the thing that they do, and it's like, this is how you decided to start off your new series? Who thought this was a good idea? Again, I'm just going to have a quick break for a drink. The stock changing conversation. Housing prices. Strangely, I think, don't quote me on this, but housing prices where I live are actually going down because nobody can afford them at the moment. There's a bunch of people unable to sell properties for what they think it's worth. They have to sell it, you know, at less of that cost. Probably closer for the amount that it's actually worth, to be fair. Given that, like, one-bedroom flats anywhere near a town are going for, like, 120,000 at the moment. Or they were, rather. The same flats that a few, well, I don't want to say a few years ago, maybe 15 years ago, were only worth like 40,000. Currently on the market for hundreds of thousands. Not something that affects me directly, but new houses cost 220 per square foot. Yeah, food prices are definitely skyrocketing where I am, at least. Really, really weird things as well, like eggs. Eggs are like grossly expensive at the moment. A bloody national shortage of egg. What? It's especially odd when you consider like there's, what is it, 7 chickens per person, I think, on the planet. Like for every human being on the planet, there's 7 chickens. Like, how are we short on egg, for crying out loud? Then, don't eat egg either, so it's not really something that bothers me all that much. Energy prices bug me at the moment. They're bloody skyrocketing. It's ridiculous. It's got to the point where I actually just can't afford to have my heating on. Which I'm sure for other people is a really big deal. I tend to not have my heating on anyway because, you know, I like it cold, but just because it's true of me doesn't mean it's true of everyone. Obviously. Still high in the US too. The food prices doubled during the pandemic, and yeah, I can imagine. It's very strange times we live in. Though to some degree, I think every generation can say that. There's always something weird going on with the planet. Whether it's like wars or corruption or, you know, pandemics or... I mean, it'd be unusual if there wasn't something unusual going on. Like, things are going well, that's weird. What a weird thing. Everything's sweet and normal and cool. People are worried that they're, you know, when things start going well, that's when you start worrying. Hope Danny is fine. I did see Danny in a live stream recently, fairly recently, I think a couple of weeks ago. She said everything was fine, so good news on that front. He's probably got a lot to deal with right now. Just disgusting! Terrible! Everybody must watch everything I do as soon as it happens. How dare you say that real life is more important? Is this cat paws? I don't know. There are a lot of weird cat things in this game, but it's this weird situation because it's affecting, I'm not sure how to put it, like social issues as well. Like the government has got this like emergency measures scheme in effect. Like if you're among the poorest in the country, they give you a grant so you can pay your gas and electric bills. But all the people that are currently employed, and working and whatnot, are getting really upset about it because they apparently can't also afford to put their heating on, can't afford their electric bills, and they're upset that poor people are getting help. That's always going to be the case. Whenever somebody gets help, other people are going to be like, well, I can do it. I don't need help. Very, very odd. At least I think it is. It'd just be like, yeah, just be glad that people are getting help, Cool, vulnerable people are getting help. I mean, I would like some help, but I'm not getting it. But I mean, I personally am. Was just, from other people's perspective. Pretty unusual thing for our government to do. This is the same government, by the way, who the House of Lords, I'm not going to explain what that is because it's a big, dumb, stupid thing. They refused a cost-cutting measure because it would negatively impact the quality of their champagne. Let that sink in. It wasn't even really a big change. It was something like, instead of having 2 lunch services, they would just have 1 big lunch service. And they refused it because their champagne wouldn't be as good. Just like, why are they even having champagne at work? Like, if you went to work and just popped open a bottle of champagne and started drinking it, you probably wouldn't be working there for much longer. Welcome to the world of politics, where the rules apply to everyone except the people that it doesn't apply to. Bloody Liz Truss. So here's a funny fact of life. Liz Truss was acting as Prime Minister for less time than I've played Skyrim. Like, if you count up all the hours I've spent playing Skyrim over the years, it amounts to more time than when she was Prime Minister. Kind of funny to me. Not really sure it means all that much, but yeah. Alcohol makes our work much more fun, yeah. And again, this might just be ignorance on my part, but I'm not even convinced I understand what the House of Lords does. It's another one of those weird, antiquated systems that we have that probably could be done better another way. It's just like one of those things we'll probably never get rid of because of my traditionalisms. It's a tradition to have these things that are grossly inefficient and needlessly expensive. we're an old country. We've got plenty of traditions. It doesn't mean we have to keep them though. What am I doing here? Like I went off on a tangent then. Like this is something I do a lot, especially in my videos. Some random thought will come in my head, and that's it. I've got to talk about that right now, instead of, you know, staying focused on what I'm actually doing. God damn, been at this an hour and a half as well. I looked up at the stream time then, expecting it to be like 45 minutes or something. I'm nearly an hour behind what's actually real. Not really all that much of a surprise if you know me. I'm convinced I'm missing quite big sections of... Am I though? Apparently not, but... God damn, I am really thirsty for some reason. Normally a pretty thirsty person anyway. It might have to do with the water constantly being sprayed. It's affecting me subliminally. Not impossible that that's a thing that's happening. Occurred to me as well. I've been using that bloody nozzle for the close sections that I probably don't need it for. Like the wrong oh. It's actually much better. Like, I assumed that's what you meant, but look at that. That's a sight, isn't it? I wish I had something more like intelligent to say, but other than it's a sight, but kind of weird to see it all clean on one sections and complete filth on the others. I'm gonna have to put that bloody attachment back on to get that section over there, aren't I? Or I can just use the provided equipment. I love the way you can just grab that from across the map. Like, it's all the way over there and I can just grab it. Very odd. Oh, I'm stuck again. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put the bloody attachment back on. That section, that's good. I was about to say, that section looks like it's almost done, but I bet it's not. And with that, it went bing and finished. Just to make me look dumb. It did it on purpose. I didn't even notice these bits before. Glad they're like their own sections here, so I can just get them done and move away. Just forget they exist. Have a look. Lower tower roof, yeah. I can get this done. I can forget about it until I have to do the other one on the other side, of course. That makes sense. God damn. Oh. Also, I've missed the fucking corner bits. Here we go. Apparently there's still a bunch of stuff behind there as well. That one's done, so why is that one not done? Let's see if I can parkour my way over there. Oh, yeah. Good to interact with you, by the way. I completely stopped paying attention to chat. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your day as well. Might be because I missed an entire bloody side of it. There we go. Oh god, good god. Definitely having issues with hydration. Hail hydration! Alright, that was a brief break, back to work. Let's get back to it. Did I do that bit yet? For some reason that arch is different to the wall. Just looks like a lumpy bit of wall to me, but you know, apparently it's its entire own section. Ooh, that was a bunch of lovely pings. Definitely does something to my brain, that noise. Don't know exactly what it is, I just really enjoy hearing it. Bing! I still got fun on your vape sounds that isn't vape. No, that's not me vaping, that's me using my nebulizer. Sounds exactly the same, and I'm pretty sure it works on the same principle. It helps me to continue being able to breathe. Yeah, I've had multiple comments on that, like, oh, I don't know, you know, you shouldn't be vaping, it's bad for your health. It's like, no. I mean, technically I am vaping, but it's medicine, it's good for my health. Or at least it's better for my health than it is worse for my health, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's an inhaler to help me breathe, but it's not a regular inhaler, it's a specialised one. Okay. These out the way as well. I dare say on the stream it sounds exactly the same. I'm not sure what the difference is. I'm not entirely sure about how vapes work. I think they're kind of the same. Correct me if I'm wrong as well, but in vapes it's just oil being aerosolized by a heated coil, is it not? Instead of like nicotine supplemented oil, I've got a medicine supplemented substance. I'm not sure if it's technically a oil or not, but I don't think it's really that important. Do I have a footstool around here? Ah, yeah, I have one right there. My good buddy, the footstool. I keep forgetting as well, this game now has a lock camera mode, doesn't it? Where I can do this without moving the camera. Apparently added because people were getting motion sick playing this game. Not a problem that I suffered from. Again, somewhat surprising I didn't really, considering I get really, really motion sick. Makes me wonder, actually, if that isn't like some kind of conditioning going on. Because I get motion sick really easily, but I never get it when I'm playing games. Unless the frame rate is bloody awful. But even then. Have an inhaler, but not pocket. Big thing with the tube on the end, yeah. Medicine you put in yourself and wait. Yeah, like I say, I'm not sure exactly how that stuff works, but I think my nebulizer works in the same way, or at least on the same principle. Maybe that's a better way of phrasing it. 'Cause it's not just like something you put in your mouth and just, you know, you take one puff of it. It's like a continuous stream, I guess. Not unlike smoking. Yeah, I've got nothing particular against smoking. It's a, you know, vaping is definitely better than smoking. Smoking stinks, man. Can't believe I smoked for as long as I did. Definitely a hazard of misspent youth. And being an old man now, I am suffering from that misspent youth quite significantly. Oh god damn it, don't make me put the bloody nozzle thing back on. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to. Oh, no. Maybe not. I might get away with it. Stuff up there is not too bad. Now here's the question I've asked 100 times. Is this bit and this bit the same bit? Oh no, this whole wall is one bit and these pillars are their own bit. It's fine. Oh god, here we go again. Oh, it's from actual Lara Croft. I trust Winston has extricated himself from the freezer in time to make you tea. I remember doing that playing Tomb Raider, where you get the butler in the fridge and close the door. There are two things that always find their way out, the truth and Winston. An interesting piece of conversation from Miss Croft, but sure. I'm gonna need the bloody thing again, aren't I? Still cleaning. I am indeed still cleaning, yes. Although I'm, exactly 60% done, which is probably what triggered that message. It's always the way with this game. Like, you clean one bit and you're like, oh, this is going really fast. I'm going to be done in no time. But then the next bit takes you, like, longer to do. Like, the first 50% is much faster or slower than the last 50% somehow. It's measured by, you know, parts that you've done and not time spent doing them. My mum was and my dad's still a smoker while I've seen all these pictures and text on boxes. You understand what the hell that means. Yes, smoking is definitely a thing that people still do. Although it does seem to be on the decline. Like, more people vape than smoke. I assume. I don't really see anybody smoking anymore. It's a good point, actually. When was the last time I actually saw somebody smoking? I don't think I even remember. It's yeah, definitely a thing that seems to be dying out. For the better. You don't see them, but you still see the cigarettes. I'm sure that's true for people that actually leave their abode every now and again. I'm not well known for being an out and about kind of person. Tend to do my best to avoid the humans. They're strange and confusing to me. I'll tell you what I do see a lot of. Pigeons. Pigeons, for some reason, love my balcony. They can't bloody stay away from it. There's a couple of pigeons out there a few, like, weeks ago, trying to make a nest. I'm like, you realise it's winter, right? Like, this is not nesting season. You irritating bloody birds. I'm not good with birds in particular, but I don't think it's the same, like, few birds either. It seems to be like a group of them that takes turns on. I'm trying to set up residence on my balcony. No, not really a balcony, it's more like a shelf. Bloody staple of the environment at this point. It's gonna look bizarre when I've cleaned the archway and not the door. Definitely gonna do the door last on this section, just so I can stand back and go, "Ooh, look! Clean bit, dirty bit." I'm a child and I get amused by such things. There you go. Awesome. As always, when I'm done bloody cleaning all this stuff, there's gonna be like little bits that I've missed. And I'm pretty sure at least one is gonna be on this door. Seems to be always the way with me. Although that was a bloody great big section. That hinge was its own thing? What? Why? It didn't need to be its own thing. Oh well. Which means the door handles are going to be their own thing. Yep. Okay. Maybe it won't be something here that I miss. Probably still will be, but... dare say, I've missed quite a few bits. Here we go. Small door. Small door. Oh, apparently this is all one bit. All right. Yeah, these buttresses strike me as something that I'm likely to miss. They look done, so in my head they are done. Likelihood is that I've missed like a pixel of dirt. Ugh. Yeah, like 2 hours at this point. Remember when I was up there, I was just like, oh yeah, this is going really quick. At least it's not that damn, what was it, the pyramid level. It took me like, what was it, 5 or 6 hours to do? I was losing my damn mind by the end of it. Constantly finding extra pieces to do. That one guy just said that sounds like I'm 30 years old. Yeah. I get the opposite thing. People think I'm younger than I am. Doesn't bother me. Just like, it's more funny than anything else. Just like, wow, you think I'm a young person? You should try being in here. I've definitely got old man syndrome, that's for sure. Again, I shouldn't moan. It's not really much to do with age as it is to, you know, about the stuff that I did when I was young that's messed my body up to some degree or another. I've got bad lungs and I've got bad knees and I've got poor eyesight and damaged hearing and all sorts of things. my voice says that. Oh, I'll take that as a compliment, thank you very much. It is a weird thing, like, time bothers me, but age doesn't. And I know that doesn't really make much sense, but, you know, welcome to my brain. When people say, oh, this was 20 years ago, I'm like, no, it wasn't. Shut up. Time is wrong. If that was 20 years ago, then time is wrong. Or you're wrong, or both. Like, it's really difficult to accept that things that happened a long time ago didn't in fact happen, you know, more recently. And on the flip side of that, I don't really mind getting old. I found a few stray, like, grey hairs. That doesn't bother me in the slightest. In fact, I'm kind of looking forward to it. Having a nice long mane of silvery hair, it sounds good to me. Seems a bit contradictory though, doesn't it? Me having issues with time, but not age. Two are pretty much linked, aren't they? Not even pretty much linked. They're definitely linked. I am generally quite a weird person. I can't remember who it was. Somebody knocked my door fairly recently. And we're like, oh, you're young. And I was just like, oh, come on, man. Don't be this, you know, tacky with your sales technique. To their detriment, I don't even remember what it was they were selling. I was just like, yeah, I have a kid who's probably older than you are. Like he has he has his own place to live and a car and... Now I joke with some people when I end my college, I will be in a wheelchair old while my classmates stand and watch my last name. Yeah. Did have a fair few mature students, which is how we referred to them at the time, in, you know, not so much in college, but in university, there was quite a few, yeah, older students. Wasn't really that uncommon. It's fair enough, you know. Never too late to get educated about things. Why is that not clean? You'd be surprised how many people are very, like, vitriolically against education. I never understood it. Like, I've had people tell me that if less people went to school, then we'd have a more intelligent society, and I was just like, no, don't think that's how that works. Pretty sure that being educated is better than being not educated. I guess, I don't know, I assume that some people had very bad times at school, and they're like jaded towards the whole, you know, like institution. I had a pretty uneven, shall I put it, uneven time at school and whatnot, but I still think it's important. You pay £1,189.36 a year. Sorry, I might have missed something there. You pay that much for what? For your college tuition? Doesn't seem like that much. Yeah, you pay that for college. It doesn't seem like that much. I mean, I guess it's all relative, isn't it? Like my college was free, technically. My my university education was yeah, expensive to say the least. I don't regret going. I had a reasonably decent time at university, like as much as anyone. I was in that awkward period of time where technology was changing so quickly that by the time I graduated, the vast majority of the stuff I had learnt was obsolete. For England, it's almost free. Again, college, that is, not university. University is grossly expensive. Even more so if you're in America. What I understand, American, they call university college there anyway, so I'm not really sure about how that works. But what Americans would call college, we would call university. Like such a strange concept to us Brits. We do have this habit of being of the mindset that the way we do things is the way everybody does things, and when we learn it's not, it's kind of mind-blowing. I don't know what the American equivalent of university would be. They have graduate schools? That's not the same thing, is it? I don't know. I know nothing. I barely even know anything about this country. To say I don't know much about other countries isn't really a surprising statement to make. Education is hard in this meaning. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Definitely can be difficult, that's for sure. I remember when I was at university, we had a graded what we called labs, where you know you literally go into a lab and you perform exercise and stuff. We had a marked one of those, like a lab that was marked towards our final grade on the third day, and we had one for every week after that. Like literally every single week we were graded on experiments and demonstrations and, you know, theories and whatever that we did in the lab. God, it's just insane to me. It's just like, at least let us settle in a bit. I get there's a lot of material to fit in a relatively short amount of time, but, you know, Christ. Bit of a breather would be nice. Some adjustment time. Yeah, apparently that wasn't on the cards. It was just like go, go, go from day one. Very odd. So many weird memories as well from university. Like some of the professors we had university were very, very odd people. And sadly, some of them were apparently only there to make profit. Question, how much politics take place in education inside school? Not a lot. It depends on how you mean it, I guess. You might have to be a little bit more specific about the question. But obviously there's a certain amount of politics involved in the education system, but I think there's always going to be, isn't there? And that's probably not unique to, you know, our country. What was I saying? Yeah, as I say, some of my professors wrote books that were used as like exercises for the course we were on. Like when we were doing applied mathematics, our professor wrote the book that we had to buy in order to purchase, you know, in order to be able to pass the course. I think that was a bit of a conflict of interests, as far as I'm concerned. But in school media, school president and all this stuff. Yeah, school, like class presidents, we don't have. It's not common, would be a better way to put it. We do have regularly what's referred to as mentors, where a kid from one of the upper, you know, the older kids takes on one of the younger kids to look after, but even that's not particularly common. But we tend to not do, yeah, school presidents and class presidents and stuff like that. We didn't even have things like prom when I was at school. It's becoming more and more popular in schools now, and it has been for quite a long time, but it was like unheard of when I was at school. It's a bizarre thing to me. It's just, yeah, I don't know, it's just something that never really interested me. Like, if there had been a prom when I was at school, I probably wouldn't have gone. I graduated university, I didn't go to my own graduation ceremony either. Just like, yeah, I was here to learn stuff, and I did, and now I'm out. I don't want to do the cap and gown stuff, you know, the 6-hour-long ceremony in a local church, and I just wasn't interested at all. people seemed surprised by it as well. They were like, how could you not be going? You know, how could you... Like, you've been working really hard towards this. And I was just like, yeah, I have the qualification for that. I don't really need to do any of the other stuff. That's why I want to joke like you have a Constitution monarchy at school. Yeah, good one. Sometimes just the principle of it is funny. Yeah, I am very glad to be done with that stuff. Like, I always talk about how important education is and how it's preferable to be educated than uneducated. I can't say that I enjoyed it either. Especially in, like when I was in school, I didn't like school, I didn't like the classes, or the teachers, or the other pupils, and I would not go as often as humanly possible. But, I did well at school, I got good grades for the most part. I messed up a few of my exams, but I retook them at college and corrected that, so not a problem. I think I've spoken about this stuff in like other streams and videos as well. Like, I got some really weird results with my exams when I was at school. Like, I got a B in English literature, but I got an E in English, and my English teacher was just like dumbfounded. Like, he couldn't fathom it in the slightest, because like technically it means I understood things written in the English language more than I understood the English language. Like, you can't get a B in English and a B in English literature and an E in English. It can't happen. Here I was. The certificates to prove it. But again, like I say, I retook English at college and got a B, so not like it was the end of the world that I got a bad grade. I did the same with math as well. I got a D in math, and I redid it at college, and no, I got an E, sorry, in math at school, and then I redid it in college and got a C. Just don't forget, not education kills. Yeah. Good point. There is like a stark difference between college and university as well. Like you say, college is mostly free in Britain, so it's not a big deal really. If you you know, if you don't do well, it's not the end of the world. But if you do badly at university, you've literally flushed like thousands of pounds. It's fun when you have 3 out of 5 on Russian and 4 out of 5 on English while you was born and live all your life. Yeah, it's weird results like that that you get. Again, it doesn't really surprise me all that much. I got weird, like, exam results when I was at school because, like I say, I would not go as often as I could. And even when I did, I didn't really pay all that much attention. Wasn't big on socialising with the other pupils either. It's like every time we had to do work in a group, it was like working with complete strangers, despite the fact they were in all the same classes for me and had been for like 2 years. Gonna need the bloody scaffolding, aren't I? Can I put that up here? Please, game, please. Let me know. Can I put it down here? Yes, so. Can't say I'm particularly bitter about how things turned out either. I've not in the best of positions, but I like what I'm doing. I find it enjoyable and rewarding, so I can't be that down on how things went in my early life. Like, probably should have treated my body better than I did, but again, I've got a lot of enjoyable moments out of it. Can't say totally should do the... Yeah, learning another language was always something I wanted to do, but I've got no, like, gift for it. I've got no, like, I don't know if it's something about how my brain is wired, but I just can't get a handle on it. It's amusing. My last girlfriend spoke 8 languages, and she knew sign language as well. She also, I never really got this, she also understood, like, Latin really well. I don't know, but she literally had a gift for language. She would I don't know, like, it's hard to explain. Like, when she was frustrated, she would switch languages in the middle of a sentence. It was just like, if she was suddenly speaking like Cantonese, I knew for a fact that she was angry about something. It was like, uh-oh, I've gone and done and upset the missus. She's speaking a language that I can barely even identify. For the most part, it was kind of funny. Yeah, it's just, anyway, yeah, like saying, I've got no gift for language, so it might have just been one of those, like, opposites attract thing. We did have a lot of, like, character traits in common, but we also had, like, a lot of opposite, opposing character traits. Yeah. Again. I dare say it would be easier to learn a language now compared to when I last tried, and like you say, with YouTube videos and subtitles and whatnot. When it comes to like Japanese, the only familiarity that I have with that particular language comes from my love of Godzilla movies. It's not particularly how can you put it, thorough, not easily applicable either. Being able to say Godzilla is attacking the nuclear generator is not really helpful in the, in common conversations. And it'd be pretty weird situation if you could. Like, hello and good morning. It's a very fine day today, or it would be a fine day if Godzilla wasn't attacking the nuclear generator. Okay. I mean, even that made for some pretty funny situations. I remember I took French for 2 years while I was at school, and I never learned a word. We went on a trip to France as part of our education in the French language, and I was lost the entire time. And one of the few friends that I had from back then was trying to hit on this French girl that he saw and liked. But he was almost as bad at French as I am. Apparently he said he had a wardrobe for her. She thought he was selling something. Yeah, you've had access to that all your life, yeah. I don't know. I'm quite into the European-y type languages. Like German, I think, is a beautiful language. I might be alone in that, but German and Dutch and those languages, I don't know, I just like the sound of them, particularly German. I do have this bizarre, irrational like attraction to women that can speak fluid German. Not sure what that's all about, but that's a thing that you guys know about me now. Everyone loves a German girl. And I'm no exception to that rule. The, what's her name? Franca Potente. What a woman. She is gorgeous and German and talented. And one of the other things I find attractive in women, fruitcake. She's a bit of a fruitcake, that woman. She's quite well known for being eccentric, but in, a charming way. If somebody says, I have a wardrobe for you, to me it sounds like this guy's going to kill me and put you in his closet. I mean, it might have come off that way. And again, like, I don't really know any French. never really did, but she was apparently under the impression that he was trying to sell her furniture. Seems really funny to me. Like, he always fancied himself as a bit of a woman's man. Like, he would always be talking about these women. And you never once saw him with a woman. Like, never even saw him in the same room as a woman. Well, not literally, but, you know. Like, where are all these women you keep speaking about? Then when he goes to France and tries to hit on one, I don't know, he messes that up in a big way. Makes me wonder what other things he accidentally said to her. Oh man, I've not thought about that guy in ages actually, but there's one of those weird like childhood memories that just randomly comes back to you. Oh, everything is done and dusted over here in Egypt, and I'll be back in England to see your handiwork very soon. I've only got 20% left of the mansion to clean, so the outside at least. Definitely hoping this is the longer of the DLC missions. This gal looks Scoot the Woz. No, I don't want anything. Yeah, you're making me very uncomfortable. Please leave. I dare say that was more accurate than you might realise. Imagine it from her point of view. Like some random guy walks up to you and starts jabbering in your language, but not in a way that makes sense. Say, tries to sell you a wardrobe. Very, very awkward. So, from what I heard was that very few people who took that French course actually did well in their exams for it. There was an exercise you had to do which, you know, was graded. It was part of your exam, where you had to, like, go into, like, a storage cupboard, I guess, and there'd be a fake phone in there, and you had to have a conversation in French with one of the teachers who was on the other end of the phone. From what I heard, very few people did well on that part of the exam. I guess they had like a good technical knowledge of the language, but not so well in, you know, practice. I feel like that was a problem with a lot of the people that went to my school, now that I think about it. The school was great at giving you, like, book learning knowledge about something, but very little in the realm of practical knowledge, you know, something you could apply. Again, I'm not really in a position where I can comment fairly. I didn't go all that much. I didn't pay attention when I did, so I really shouldn't be making these comments at my lack of education. Well, not the lack of education, really, the lack of good education. Okay. Nearly done with that floor. There we go. I'll have a little break and a drinky. You got fun and used Google Translate for Walter Amherst Stan's little card. Your friend is in a closet. Yeah. It was so long ago. I don't remember what was actually said, but like I say, he said something. Her reaction was bizarre. And it was bizarre to the point where our teacher came over to intervene, and when he repeated what he said, the teacher then translated more accurately, you know, that he told this woman that he has a wardrobe at the moment, or something like that. Pretty hilarious. Especially since he was trying to hit on her at the time. Needless to say, it wasn't going well for our ladies' man. Technically, if you look at things in a certain way, it was going worse for me because I spoke about 2 words of French the entire time I was there. Like I wasn't even trying. At least he tried and did somewhat succeed. I mean, technically he formed a sentence in French, which is more than I ever did. It was no even for a first sentence, yep. The only thing I really remember from that whole trip to France was that, and trying to buy French wine. We went to a restaurant and got kicked out immediately. Not even kicked out, denied entry. So we went to a little cafe and tried to order wine with our lunch. So even then, we ordered lunch by pointing at things on the menu. Completely, like, negated the entire purpose of the trip. Supposed to be an educational experience where we could go speak French in France. That did not happen. Then I guess on the flip side of that, on our field trip for our history like exam, I was well into that. We went to see one of the local castles. I do live in an area where there's a strangely high population of castles and forts. I was well into that. Bloody love the castles, me. There's bloody tons of them where I am. This is not really that unusual. Like, it's a coastal town. It's kind of expected. There'd be, you know, forts and whatnot. There we go. Up to 80. Is there really the rest of this? Last, what, 16% or so? Don't think that's right. I feel like there's some other piece of garden furniture around here that I missed. know, this is quite a big area, isn't it? Oh, I should just shut up and wash things and see. It is likely that I'll need to go back and check on a few bits, you know, for the missing percentage here and there, but I guess if you were learning Russian, was on a trip learning this language, it would be like speak Russian in Moscow or pay more in the menu of everything. Again, entirely an impossibility. There's a really good comedy, like, sketch on YouTube that I've seen a couple of times, where this bloke was talking about how he went to, like, Russia on a school trip and couldn't speak Russian very well. And apparently, I can't remember, he ended up with a group of, like, Russian mobsters, like the mafia kind of types. And they all thought it was awesome because the first thing he said to them was, "I am a machine." Again, I might have to see if I can find a link and I'll maybe throw it in the Discord or something. It's a pretty funny story. Maybe not true, but that doesn't, you know, don't let the truth come between you and a good story. It also sounds like something that could happen. Like, it was remarkable, but it wasn't that far-fetched. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Yeah, I'll put it, if I can find it, that is. Don't know what I'm going to search for is the thing. This is a little bit worrying. So, yeah, pretty hilarious. Not sure I want, like, children Russian mob train in my search history. It wouldn't be the worst thing by far. Definitely searched for some weird stuff in the past, but that was one of the few joys of having Google at your hands. You can just, you know, you can just Google weird stuff. Hey, welcome back, Redstone Bro. Yeah, did you see? Yeah, did you see my adding to your toy? I did briefly, yeah. That's a real thing, by the way. You can actually buy that toilet golf on Amazon. It's like, oh, I don't know. It seems like everybody does things on the toilet except for me. Maybe I'm weird in the sense that I, you know, relieve my physical needs, my digestive needs when I'm in the toilet and then leave. Because it seems like people have a variety of activities they perform while they're there. Really don't get it. Can you buy this hockey stick? Don't know. So, oh, I don't know. I'm still thinking that maybe this fountain isn't the entire rest of this percentage, although these and these are different. They're quite large, but I'm just being paranoid at this point. God damn, I've been going nearly 3 hours. I honestly thought this was going to be a quick level. I don't know why this game does this to me every time. I'll start a level, I'll get to like 10 or something % in, go, oh yeah, this'll be fine, this'll take me no time. Here I am, bloody 3 hours later. Not that I'm complaining all that much, it is a fun game to spend time on. I dare say I shall do the rest of the levels in my next few live streams. Unless something else comes along I'm particularly excited about streaming, I can always save these for later. We stick for golf on off top. Oh right. Again, I'll have to check that out later. Never do get on Discord like as much as I want to. I'm definitely like in a weird place, like personally, I guess, right now. And it is like one of those things where I keep saying to myself, when things calm down, I'll make a really good effort to be in the Discord more and, you know, spark conversations more and be, you know, more active on the channel in general. But things just don't calm down. One of those things I'm going to have to make a drive towards doing, no matter how much calmness or lack thereof is in my life. Probably just need a meme channel. Yeah, I'm alright for putting memes and whatnot in the off-topic channel, it's fine. Essentially the same thing by a different name, isn't it? Though, maybe I could just... Oh no, I don't... Again, I don't want to change the off-topic channel to just be the meme channel. I want there to be an actual channel there called Off Topic. When I created that channel on the Discord as well, I had no plans for what kind of content or conversations would go in there. I just wanted a channel named after my second favourite podcast. Because once again, I'm a child and I get amused by childish things. I could create a channel for my first favourite podcast, but I can't think of a way that it would ever be used. Just, yeah, like having an off-topic channel can be used for off-topic situations, conversations. But you have a channel on there called EFAP, probably not going to be used for anything. Certainly not anything, I don't know, beneficial. I mean, one of those strange channels that attract all the wrong kind of people. Although, no, everyone on the Discord's pretty awesome people. Text channel Mogef recommends will be a masterpiece, yeah. I have thought about doing a video series like that. I've been saying it for a very, very long time. I do want to do like different types of videos on my channel. Some movie reviews and, like I say, Son of Mogef recommends. It's definitely something I want to do eventually, but again, I keep telling myself that I'm going to wait until things in my life calm down. Just constantly fails to happen. I keep telling myself, like, a month from now, things will be nice and settled. I'll be much happier. And I can concentrate on doing anything I want. And I want to do more stuff to the channel, or the channel, so that's what I will do. Yeah. It will happen, sooner or later. Mini heading son of Mogef do just random content. Yeah. As much as I love doing Let's Plays and stuff like that, which I will continue to do, I do want to maybe branch out and try a few other things and, you know, stretch myself a little bit. Make something a little bit different. And it's not something that I need to, I don't want to say rush or anything, because that's not really how things work, but it's not something that I have to, like, keep on a deadline. I can just work on it a little bit every day, or, you know, at the weekends or something, until I've got something that I feel like is worthy. I can then just plop that as an extra on the channel. Yeah, I do want to talk about movies and things like that. I've got a lot to say about a great many movies, and I never, never really do anything in related content. Random question, do you have a favourite game? That's an interesting question. I don't think I have one single favourite game. I have multiple games that I like very much. One of my favourite games ever is UFO, Enemy Unknown. I played that game quite extensively on my Commodore 500 Plus. The remake, yeah, not so much. I did play it a fair bit, but I liked the original better. I think it's called UFO... No, it's called XCOM UFO Defense, I think. What about a game makes you like it? Ooh, again, that's a interesting question. Lots of things, I guess. Like, I can forgive a lot of things that put me off a game as long as the game is fun. I'm more likely to be harder on a game that's, like, not fun, if that makes sense. Like, if the graphics aren't so good, or the audio's a bit annoying or substandard, I can ignore that kind of thing if the game is fun to play. Like Darkest Dungeon, man. I love Darkest Dungeon. It's a borderline masterpiece, that game. It's got so many elements that, like, come together in a complementary way. Like, what do they say? More than the sum of its parts. That's definitely true of Darkest Dungeon. It's a game which is more than the sum of its parts, and its parts are fantastic. I very much love that game. Although I do love the Far games as well. For a lot of the same reasons, like Far Lone Sails and Far Changing Tides are really fantastically good games. I'm trying to think of other ones that I have like really like good passions for, you know. Powerwash Simulator is a remake of Super Mario Sunshine. There's bouncing and, you know, jumping involved in this. Not none, just less, but again, it might be fun if the devs can get like a crossover going. I can't imagine Nintendo would be particularly amenable to the idea, but like having a Mario Sunshine level and maybe a character skin, that would be pretty awesome. That would, yeah. I mean, they've got a bloody Tomb Raider crossover going on right now. It's not impossible that they could have a Mario Sunshine. That would be kind of awesome. You want to sleep at 4 a.m. Go to sleep, man. You want to go to sleep? Go to sleep. Again, it's always nice to have you in. Always nice to do the chattings and the good social stuff. But yeah, don't make yourself like ill over it. Damn. It's almost 10 p.m. for me. It's just turned 9 p.m. for me. I shall be getting myself some dinner after this because I've not eaten since like 2 p.m. when I had my... No, wait, I had a late lunch, didn't I? It was about 4, I think, maybe, possibly, that I had lunch, so I am overdue some food. In 3 minutes, yeah. Well, it's just about 9 p.m. right now. The clock's just ticked over, so we're in similar time zones, like neighbouring time zones. That's fun. Always just, yeah, it does kind of always intrigue me to realise that my content goes out to people in other countries. And it kind of harkens back to the fact that I never really expected anyone to watch anything that I did. The fact that people in other countries watch it is still, like, mind-blowing to me. In Germany. Ah! Cool. You may have missed that, that conversation, Redstone Pro, but I was talking earlier about how much I like German women. And we'll go, good evening. Don't forget, check a not for broadcast. Yes, I will do that, Adam Hacker. Thank you very much. Enjoy your sleeps. And I dare say I'll be talking to you soon on the Discord and whatnot anyway. Nearly done with this, so don't know. Anyway, yeah, I've got to finish this bloody fountain thing. I dare say I'm going to have to then run around and get all the bits that I missed. And then I'll be done anyway, so... German women, yeah. Oh! I've got this whole edge to do. I thought you'd done this already. Oh, poo! Who damn blast and bother? Again, always away from me. Do things so cack-handedly sometimes. Fine, these walls are not difficult. Just blast through this. Pretty good timing as well. My throat is definitely wanting me to shut my damn mouth. Very generalizing. That is true, yeah, you're absolutely right. And that's true of almost anywhere, but there's Franco Potente. I'm probably mispronouncing that, by the way, and I apologise to you and her. Not that she'd ever watch this, but yeah, I've got a great love for that woman. That particular German woman. Also the star of one of my favourite films, by the way, Run Lola Run. Weird film, but great also. I can drive 20 minutes and feel like I changed country. Dear. Maybe not 20 minutes here, but you can, you know, you can drive from England, you can go to Scotland, Wales, get on a ferry to Northern Ireland, and then regular Ireland, Southern Ireland. You can actually change nations and whatnot pretty quickly here. Okay, so I've missed a Corbell table, whatever that is. One of these? Is that a Corbell? What's a Corbell? Is it one of these, maybe? What is a Corbell? Oh, I'm gonna have to bloody go and select it now. I don't see where that is. The balconette. Oh god. Oh no. Is that the name in the title? Sorry, I've got a bit distracted. Give me a sec. Oh. Not even hit that from here. I'm going to have to... Oh, God. Can I... Please, game. You only have to drive about 3 hours to Luxembourg, yeah. Okay. Decorative window arch. 13 of 14. Well done, me. Whee! Snap. Is that... Okay, so it's one of these bloody things over the windows. I jumped like I was on the bloody moon then. Okay, so I missed that one. Boom. But what, in fact, is a Corbell table? What even is that? Apparently there's 9 of them. String core sledge. I don't see anything flashing. It's a table. Right, but in context of the building that I've just washed. Oh, it's one of those. Right, so now that I know what I'm looking for, the one that I've missed should be illuminated. Although it does flash white. And the thing itself is white, so I might not be able to see very well. Okay, there's 2 there. That's 4, 5, 6. Ah, look, it's that one. Come on, come on. Wash, don't make me go and get the damnable bloody scaffolding. It's gonna make me go get the scaffolding. There we go. Just, I'm stuck again. I keep getting myself jammed on the steps somehow. There we go. It was that easy to get the last bit. Made a complete deal of it. And now for my favourite part. Whee! That is easily the best part of this entire game. Watching the replay. Finally, indeed, yes. I really wish you could export these. Or at least edit them in some way. Probably, preferably both. Ta-da! Oh, I could sit and watch these all day. Be nice to be able to save them. This game is really only good for streamers. I don't know. I've played it quite extensively, you know, while not streaming. It's good just to, you know, relax and chill out and whatnot. Bored people who want more boredom. Like I say, it is just a nice chill game to play every now and again. Boosh. Lara Croft's obstacle course and quad bike. Oh, double trouble. I'll leave that for another time, I think. So guess that works too. It does indeed, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's Son of Mogev playing the Tomb Raider DLC for Powerwash Simulator. Thanks everyone for joining. Thank you to Redstone Bro and Adam Hacker and Top Code and the other people that were in that I always forget the names of. I Yeet You, I think, was in earlier. Pretty sure that was a thing that happened. I shall be back tomorrow for some more Zombie Kill Lab. If you come along for that, I will see you then.